Tristan White here. Welcome to Think Big, Act Small in August. Nice to see you on a Thursday morning. Apologies, I'm a minute or two late this morning. I am sorry. I hope you can forgive me. My name is Tristan White. I'm the founder and chief guide at the Culture is Everything Club. The Culture is Everything Club is a safe online space for leaders of service-based businesses. Leaders of service-based businesses to learn the skills, build the confidence, be supported to become the very best leader they can be. If you're here with me, please say hello in the comments. I'd love to know you're here. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know what's going on with you. Think Big, Act Small in August is a series that's happened every weekday morning in August from 8:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time. With an exception, tomorrow I will be here just after 9. I've got a presentation, a workshop I'm delivering in the morning, and after that's finished at 9, I'll be here with you for Think Big, Act Small in August, so a little bit different tomorrow. Good morning to you, Phil, in Brisbane, and good morning to you, Jeffrey, in Melbourne. How are you, gentlemen? Hopefully you're both well. Hopefully your week is going well. Now, this series, Think Big, Act Small in August, it's about the concept, the idea of thinking big and then acting small. What are the think big ideas about what we can do to progress something about our team, our leadership, our life? What are the small actions we can put in place to make some progress on them pretty quickly, pretty soon, make it happen? It's a very accessible idea of thinking big but acting small. That's what we're here for. We've talked about all sorts of things in talking about coaching, having a coach, coaching ourselves, learning from the Olympics, learning about being vulnerable and authentic, learning about the link between the strength of our body and the strength of our mind, all sorts of things we've been covering. And today I want to talk about a topic or an idea about what makes us human, and more specifically, what makes us human as leaders. Because the important thing about being a leader is connecting with people that we serve, connecting with people in our teams, being approachable, being authentic, being vulnerable. It is related to our Tuesday topic, but specifically, what makes you human? And when I'm talking about things you might think of that maybe you think of as a flaw or as a shortcoming, but it makes you uniquely you. And why I want to talk about these is because they're the things that make us that help other people connect with us. We all see the flaws in ourselves. Other people see the flaws in their leader and think, oh, they're human. That is a relief to see they are not this invincible, perfect person, and we've all got them. And I think it's really important when we know about them and when we think about how can I embrace that, lean into it, use it in a way which helps me connect with other people. And so I've got a question for you today. The question is, let me make sure I've got this, read my notes here. What are 1 to 3 things that make you uniquely you that other people probably know about? And if they don't, there's an opportunity to talk about it, and maybe you've scratched the surface, but you haven't gone particularly deep on it. And I'll give you a couple of examples. I'll give you a couple of examples from my end. And that is, for better or worse, I don't really know much about movies. I haven't watched that many movies. I don't really care too much about movies, and they're sort of a bit long for me. I sort of get a bit distracted, and I don't really watch that many movies. And but at the Physio Co. in the team that I lead, every week at one of our daily huddles, there is often a quiz, a short, sharp quiz about movies. And everyone knows that you can have a quiz about movies, but Tristan ain't going to get any of the answers right. And I'm probably not even going to know what they're talking about very much. And yeah, they sort of laugh with me / at me / every now and again, I might just get something nearby or possibly right. But I know nothing about movies. I don't really, it doesn't bother me much. But I used to be a bit embarrassed by it, and now I just accept it for what it is. And other people can love their movies. It's just not for me. But that's something that's uniquely about me, and I definitely can talk about it and embrace it and have a bit of fun with it. And that's one thing. Another thing that happened just yesterday is just connecting on a personal level with teammates. And I rang one of my teammates at the Physio Co. His name's Dan, and I was having a chat about how his work's going in Melbourne at the moment, because there's a very limited amount of work that we can do because of the COVID lockdown. I was asking, what's he doing at night time? What's he doing on the weekends? How's he coping with the lockdown, and Dan told me about a few things he'd been working on, including doing some stuff with his hands, as in making some stuff, DIY projects at home. And we got talking, and I told him that interestingly, here at this end as well, we've been doing a few bits and pieces, especially with little Roman, my 5-year-old. He and I have been going to the shed. We've been drilling some holes in some wood, cutting some bits of woods, nailing them together, screwing them together. Nothing, not making anything too particular, and not doing all that well with it. To be honest, it's making stuff with my hands is not a strength of mine. I'm not that good. It takes me a hell of a lot longer to do things than anyone that's more skilled. But the point is that's a point of connection and something that we can share, and things we're not particularly good at. So that's another thing, and probably a third thing, and you guys probably see this from time to time. I know that members of the Culturally Different Club do, and that is that regarding technology, I like to try new things. I like to share my screen. I like to use a different camera, different lights, all that sort of stuff, but sometimes I stuff it up. And the other day I was here and I said, "See you later," and I pressed the button. I was sure I was going to end the stream, and then all of a sudden I was sharing my screen again. I'm like, all right, let me quickly fix that and get out of here properly. And so that's another example. And so my question to you is, what are the 1, 2, 3 things that make you uniquely you, that you can harness, embrace, lean into, use in a way which will help you to better connect, be more human in the way that you lead your team and connect with people in your life? If you've just joined us, this is Think Big, Act Small in August, and we're talking about what are the perceived flaws that make us human, human as people, human as leaders, and how we can embrace those ideas. Carmel has shared one with us in the comments. Thank you, Carmel. Let me check this out. Everyone else, feel free to type in the comments, or if you'd prefer to do it offline in your own time, go for it. Or if you prefer to email me, tristan@tristanwhite.com.au is one way to email me offline in a more private way if you'd like to. Now, let me see what Carmel's written here. Character flaw number 1, probably everyone knows for me, I cannot create a sentence from no, N-O. Carmel, you just did it. I'm going to click my applause button for you, because you've just done it once, and I reckon you can do it a hell of a lot more. We know the importance of doing that as a leader, so well done. I appreciate you sharing that with us, Carmel. Alrighty, Jeffrey writes, 1, can be distracted easily. 2, hang on a sec, Jeffrey. I'm going to press my pause button for you as well, because you said you can be distracted easily, but you've got 1, 2, 3 things right here that you've got this task done that I asked you to do, mate. So congratulations. I love it. So here we go. 1, Jeffrey can be easily distracted. 2, let me get these back on the screen. Have to be intentional about sitting down and reading. That's interesting. I'd like to know more about that, Jeffrey. It's you can't sort of just grab a book and read. You've really got to make time for it and make space. Is that what you're saying? I'd love to know a bit more about that. And number 3, making time to get into the workshop and workbench to do stuff around the house. Priorities. Yeah, okay. Let me just get that back on the screen for a sec. Making time to get into the workshop and workbench to do stuff around the house. Yep. Okay. I hear what you're saying there, mate. It's similar to what I was saying before. So I appreciate that. Jeffrey, thanks for sharing. Carmel, thanks for sharing. Everyone else, if you're here live and on the replay, feel free. Answer the question, what makes you uniquely you? What are these perceived flaws that maybe in a previous comfort level or previous life or previous existence, we didn't embrace them and share them and be vulnerable about them, but everyone knows them about us anyway. And if we don't share them and we don't embrace them, then we're missing an opportunity to really really connect with people and embrace this humanness that we've all got. Jeffrey writes, yes, once I get there to sit and read, I find it edifying for sure. Just a bit of an effort for you as well. Jeffrey, one other thing that's is very, very topical right now is that I've watched the clock very closely. I do my very best to manage my time, my energy, my space, and live up to my commitments and expectations. By the same token, I'm often run just a minute or two late, and I find myself not quite nailing the 9 o'clock meeting that I have got coming up in 4 minutes, by the way. Trev, that's with you. Hopefully, if you're tuning in, I'll be with you very soon. But this morning, this live stream was scheduled to start at 8:45. I clicked go live at 8:46, and by the time it connected, it was getting close to 8:47, and I was just a couple of minutes late. And that is something that is uniquely me. I'm so aware of it, and yet I still haven't quite adjusted to be just a couple of minutes earlier on a regular basis. And so that's just something that anyone who works with me knows that is 9 o'clock typically means Tristan will be there at 9:00 and a half or thereabouts. So very, very tight. I'm aware of it. I apologize for it, but it is quite uniquely me as well. I need to find a way to adjust that, I reckon. So it is now 8:57. This is the end of Think Big, Act Small in August for Thursday, the 19th of August. My name is Tristan White. I believe the world needs more great places to work. I'd love you to think big and act small about what makes you uniquely you. What are the human traits, the humanness that you know that others probably have an inkling about, but maybe you could embrace them a bit more to connect more deeply with your team and to really become more comfortable in your own skin to focus on being the best leader, the best communicator, and the best person you can be. But for the time being, my name is Tristan White. I will see you not quite the same time and same place. I'll be here tomorrow, Friday the 20th of August, just after 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for Think Big, Act Small in August, the end of our third week. For the time being, have a great day. I'll catch you then.